Hello there, it's Richard McMunn here from the interview training company passmyinterview.com, and in this video I am going to give you 5 smart answers to behavioural interview questions. So if you have any type of interview coming up whatsoever, please make sure you stay tuned, watch this tutorial fully from beginning to end, because I will help you to be the standout candidate. And to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover. I'm going to give you 5 common behavioural interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. I will give you smart answers, top scoring answers to all of those 5 questions to help you pass your job interview. I will explain the best way to structure any answer to behavioural interview questions, and then I will also tell you about downloadable resources you can get access to, including the slides that I am working through right now today. So 4 reasons why you should stay tuned. Now, very quickly before I get into the training, a very warm welcome to this behavioural interview training presentation. My name is Richard McMunn. That is me there in the centre of the screen. I am a former firefighter, and since then I've been helping people like you to successfully pass your job interviews. And I always do that by giving you top scoring, smart answers you can't find anywhere else. If you have not done so already, please do make sure you hit the subscribe button below the video. We now have over 300,000 members of the community here on YouTube, and lots of you, I am pleased to say, are successfully passing your job interviews as a result. Please also connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and please also, this is important, make sure you hit the like button right now, because that then tells me you enjoy the content and I will therefore create more content for you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get into those 5 smart answers to behavioural interview questions. And the first question that we want to cover is, tell me about a time when you handled a challenging situation. This is a very common behavioural interview question at job interviews. Now, when you structure your answer to this question, use what is called the STAR technique, and I will show you that in action in a second. You basically structure your response in the format of situation, task, action, and result. Tip number 2, the more challenging the situation, the better. So try and add either an obstacle you had to overcome or a time element to your response, because this will then show that you are capable of working under pressure. So here is my suggested answer to the behavioural interview question. Tell me about a time when you handled a challenging situation. In my previous job, I was dealing with a customer on the telephone, trying to help them with a query. English was not their first language, and it was therefore very difficult for me to extract the information needed in order to assist them. It was my job to remain calm, communicate in a style that they understood, and also persevere until I had provided the right level of customer service. In order to achieve my goal, I asked for their email address. Once I had written this down accurately, I used Google Translate to send them an email in their native language that they would understand. Within the email, I asked them a series of questions before asking them to reply back to me with the answers. Once I had received their response, I managed to provide them with the correct answers in an email by once again using Google Translate. Now, by remaining calm and also by persevering and using outside of the box thinking, I was able to provide them with the service they needed. Now, that is a brilliant answer of how you successfully overcame a challenging situation. And you can see there that I'm using situation, task, action, result to structure my response. So why is this a smart answer? Well, it is smart because you are using the STAR technique to provide an evidence-based answer. And what I mean by that is you are telling them a situation you were in previously. And that's a top scoring answer. The next behavioural interview question that I would like you to prepare for is, tell me a time when you were in conflict with a work colleague and how it got resolved. Tip number 1, in your answer, show that you were the person who led the resolution of the conflict. Be the better person. Tip number 2, demonstrate in your response that you understand how conflict is unhelpful within a team and that it must be sorted out quickly. So let's now take a look at a smart answer to the behavioural interview question. Tell me a time when you were in conflict with a work colleague and how it got resolved. Here we go. I was working on an important project with a work colleague, and we had a very strict timescale to work towards. Now, I'm a very fast worker, but my work colleague was much slower and more methodical. This caused conflict between us both because I was putting pressure on him to get his part of the project completed on time. I could detect my work colleague was not happy, and so I decided to resolve the conflict quickly, as I know how it can impact negatively within a working environment. Now, I asked my work colleague to speak to me in private. I started off by apologising for making him feel uneasy. However, I went on to explain how my pushiness was simply down to my concern that we would be late with the project completion, and I wasn't prepared to let that happen. I then suggested that I could help him complete certain aspects of his duties, as I had finished my own work and therefore I had the capacity to take on more. He thanked me for talking to him about how he felt, and he also agreed that I could help out with his tasks. Now, by both of us working together on his particular project elements, we managed to get the project completed on time and to the right standard. That is another very smart answer to that behavioural interview question. Why is it smart? It is smart because you are dealing with the conflict quickly and positively, and you are the person leading the resolution. That's a brilliant answer. By the way, I hope you are enjoying these answers. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you very much. The next question. Tell me about a time when you made a mistake. This is a very, very common behavioural job interview question. Tip number 1. Now, we all make mistakes, but it is how you respond to the mistake that's important. So do not say to the interviewer, I never make mistakes, because they won't believe you. Tip number 2, in your answer, number 1, explain the mistake. Number 2, explain what you did to put it right. And number 3, explain what you learned from the mistake. So let's take a look at a really good answer to the behavioural interview question. Tell me about a time when you made a mistake. When I first started working in my last job, I took on so much work that it wasn't possible for me to get it all finished on time. This was down to my eagerness to both please my manager and also fit into the team quickly. In hindsight, this was a mistake, as I had to let my work colleagues down on 2 jobs I had promised to get completed. Now, whilst I still managed to get lots of other projects completed, the mistake I made resulted in me letting my team down. Now, moving forward from that day on, I always assessed carefully how much capacity I had to take on additional duties and projects, and whilst I am a very fast worker and I will always work to full capacity, I now understand the importance of making sure I can complete everything on time. That is a smart answer because it shows that you are somebody who will take on lots of work. Now, it's also a smart answer because you are honest about your mistake and you therefore put things right, so you improved moving forward. Very good answer. The next question. Tell me about a goal you set at work and how you achieved it. Tip number 1. In your answer, make sure the goal is aligned to the success of the company. Tip number 2. Good examples of goal setting is number 1, improving customer service, number 2, helping a new member of your team, and also number 3, developing your own skills. So you could choose any one of those to answer the interview question. Tell me about a goal you set at work and how you achieved it. Now, here is my suggested top scoring smart answer to this behavioural interview question. Here we go. A new member of the team joined the organisation and they were clearly nervous and unsure what to do. So I decided to help them. My goal was to welcome them to the team, introduce them to our methods of working, and also train them up as quickly as possible so they felt comfortable and competent in their work. I started off by introducing myself and everyone within the team. Next, I spent 2 days showing them around the organisation and also explaining in simple terms what the role of the team was, the objectives we all had, and also the standards we had to work towards. I then spent 10 working days sitting with them, guiding them through all of the systems, the processes, and the procedures we used, and I encouraged them to try them out for themselves periodically so as to build their confidence. At the end of the 10-day training period, they were fully up to speed, and they thanked me for assisting them with their integration into the company. Now, whenever I set myself goals, I always define what I need to achieve, I utilise a plan of action, and I also set a timescale for completion. So that is another brilliant, in-depth, smart answer. Why is it smart? It's smart because you are following a 3-step process for achieving a goal. And that is, whenever I set myself goals, I always define what I need to achieve, I utilize a plan of action, and I also set a timescale for completion. The next question: tell me a time when you struggled to build a relationship with someone at work. How did you overcome the situation? Tip: this interview question is assessing your ability to work with anyone, regardless of their personality or their approach to tasks. So show how you persevered, you demonstrated adaptability, and also overcame the challenge in your answer through a determined attitude. So here is my smart, top scoring answer to the interview question. Tell me a time when you struggled to build a relationship with someone at work. How did you overcome it? When I first started my previous job, I was sitting in an office next to a co-worker. He had been with the company for many years, and despite me trying to get along with him, he did not speak to me and he appeared disinterested in building a positive working relationship. Now, being somebody who doesn't take offence easily, and also being somebody who understands the importance of good working relationships, I decided to persevere. I started off by asking him some questions about the work he was carrying out, as I felt this would be something he would be passionate about. I was right, and he started telling me about the work he was doing for the team, and as he spoke, I listened intently, and I asked him clarifying questions. Now, after a few days of sporadic talking, I then started to ask him questions about my role, and I also asked for his advice on how he felt I could do a good job to help the team. Now, as time went on, we actually became good friends and we developed a close working relationship that was not just beneficial to the team, but also beneficial to us both on a personal level. That's another brilliant answer. Why is it smart? It is smart because you are the one who persevered and broke down the initial barrier to a positive working relationship. Brilliant answer. Now, if you would like a copy of these slides, plus more behavioural interview questions and answers, click the link in the top right-hand corner of this video. It will take you through to my website, passmyinterview.com, where you can download my full set of behavioural interview questions and smart top scoring answers in PDF format. You can have them within your inbox within literally 1 or 2 minutes from now, including these slides. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Connect with me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn link is in the description below the video. And please make sure you give the video a like. If I see you liking the videos, I will spend more time creating content for you. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for passing your job interview. Have a brilliant day.